Hello everyone, this is Amit Lathigra. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how can we print a pattern kind of triangle. Meaning what I want to explain here is I want to have a pattern on screen which is going to print asterisk in form of triangle like this. How can we do this? So before that, let's consider our previous example where I demonstrated how can we print asterisk on screen based on number of rows and number of columns. In my previous video, I gave a detailed view about this. And this is the flowchart which I explained in my previous video. Considering this flowchart here, what we are having is nested loop concept, loop within loop. Here we are printing number of rows and number of columns based on the user input. Now, if you observe this pattern, here we are having rows which is entered by user, but in columns, in first row I'm printing 1 asterisk, second row 2 asterisk, third row 3 asterisk, and so on. Meaning how many asterisk I want to print, it is depending on in which row currently I am working with. So we are not asking user to print columns here, indicating how many columns user wants, rather how many rows. So if we consider this flowchart, as I explained in previous video, and if we remove certain things from that flowchart, like input, what user wants, how many times we need to iterate for rows and how many times we need to iterate for columns, then the similar flowchart we can use for most of the patterns on screen. So here, what exactly we require is how many rows user wants, columns depending on in which row we are currently, how many rows, meaning is my row is less than or equivalent to number of row, same as earlier, but only changing column. Now here in column, we are iterating in a loop based on how many columns user wants, and here it is depending on in which row we are. So is column less than or equivalent to, instead of number of columns, in which row we are, that is this row variable. That's it, our flowchart is ready. I encourage you to view my previous video to get the more details about how that flowchart works. Let's check its working methodology, how it's going to work. Input number of rows, a user is entering 3. Row is equal to 1, value of row is 1. Row is less than or equivalent to number of row, that is 3. Condition is true. Column we are initializing with 1. Here condition is 1 less than or equivalent to value of row. Value of row is 1. It is true. Print asterisk. So it is going to print asterisk on screen. Column plus 1, value of column is 2. Now condition is 2 less than or equivalent to 1, false. Row is equal to row plus 1, value of row is 2. Moving to a new line means here, next line. Checking one more time condition, row 2 less than or equivalent to number of row, that is 3. It is true. Initializing column by 1 again. Condition is 1 less than or equivalent to 1. Still it is true, meaning it is going to print 1 asterisk on screen. Column is equal to column plus 1, value of column is 2 now. Condition is 2 less than or equivalent to 1, which is number of row. Currently we are in second row. So this condition is 1 less than or equivalent to 2. And when we are adding one more to column, it becomes 2 less than or equivalent to 2. So condition is still true. It is going to print asterisk on screen. Column plus 1, so 3. 3 less than or equivalent to 2, false. changing value of row by adding a 1. So row is 3 now. Moving to a new line. Condition is 3 less than or equivalent to 3. It is a true. Initializing one more time column with 1. So column is equal to 1. And here condition looks like is column, that is 1, less than or equivalent to value of row is 3. It is a true, printing asterisk on screen. Column plus 1, so 2 less than or equivalent to 3. It is true. One more asterisk on screen, adding 1 to column, that is 3. 3 less than or equivalent to 3. True, printing asterisk on screen. Column is 4 now. 4 less than or equivalent to 3. Condition is false. Adding 1 to row. Moving to the new line. And condition is now 4 less than or equivalent to 3. False and stop. So this is exactly what we require. Moving forward, it's with its Python programs, and this is the Python program of my previous pattern. We need to modify it a little bit. We do not require number of columns now. Only row is completely based on total number of rows entered by the user, but change in this column. So even if we consider a general template, then this is a simple Python program which works to produce a majority kind of pattern. What we need to change is from where to start up to what increment decrement values. So I want to start with first row up to user entered value. So I need to write +1 because this one is not included. So if value of number of row is 3, then here it becomes 3 plus 1, that is 4. So 4 is not included. It works up to 3. Column I want to start with 1. Up to total number of rows? No. Instead of total number of rows, current row. So current row, I'll get it from here, including current number, so +1. So that's it. This is my Python program. Let's check how it works. And let's enter number of rows, say 3. So it gives output like this. Let's enter number of rows 10. It gives output with 10 rows. Number of rows is 25. So 25. One more time, number of rows 5. And this is what the output. So this is a simple Python program. This is a simple flowchart. As I explained in beginning of this video, certain things remains fixed in this flowchart, meaning what will be the initial value, what is the condition. Just we need to work around the condition by analyzing the pattern, and we'll get the desired output. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good day ahead.